There's a lot of conditions in the bracha. It's not so simple. That's why most people don't make it.
Mm-hmm.
You see over here, there's a lot of conditions. Yeah, we're up to in Yud Beis, and we're up to Yud Gimel. Let's wait for him. It's a regular.
I'm just waiting on you. Come on.
Okay.
Inside the sugar.
Yud Beis, Yud Gimel. So is it? Al Shinu Yayin. The word Shinu Yayin means a change of wine. So we're going to soon explain that not that they changed, but they brought additional wine. The Hainu, Shema b'mlahavi mimenu. They're bringing wine to the table. Rishtais miminim shainim. Different types of wine. Oy mikelim shainim. It can mean different decanters, or it means like different barrels. The wine is made in a barrel, from different sources. That's what it means by different sources. The Hainu, Shasheni, who mechavres acheres. The second is from another it came from a different barrel. Shafilu who mimin yayin harishan. Even if it's the same type, let's say Concord wine, they're both Concord, but it's two different barrels that when they made the wine, they used to use barrels for it. They used to store it in barrels, and it would ferment over there. So even if it's the same Concord, so still it's considered a yayin acher. It's considered different. Every barrel, by says, has an effect on the wine. So tzorach u'vorach al hasheni, on the second one, he has to make a bracha. Koydem sheyitayim mimenu, before he tastes from it. Baruch atah Hashem, Elokeinu melech haolam, ha'tov והמטיב. Now, the question is, what has it got to do with our Tov והמטיב? We learned before that if something special happens to you, we got before someone's parent passed away, and he left him a Yerusha, and he has brothers, and the brothers are going to share now $1 million each, so you make a Tov והמטיv, that not only for me, but I'm happy the other one also. We also learned before Mashal that if the wife gives birth to a boy, so we learned that you make a bracha, Tov והמטיv. Why? Because the seventh we learned last night. We learned that because even that the mother is also happier with a son. Okay. What's it got to do over here at Tov והמטיv? So I found an interesting thing. There's these dinim about Tov והמטיv, we don't have it in the Alter Rebbe Shulchan Aruch. Those simonim are missing. So you go to the Mishnah Brura. There's a lot of places where the Rebbe quotes the Mishnah Brura also, where it didn't have they're not Alter Rebbe Shulchan Aruch.
He quotes the Alter Rebbe all the time.
Huh?
He quotes the Alter
He
Rebbe.
quotes Alter Rebbe. Yeah, that's true. He calls it Razash. He calls it. So he says over here, from Svarim, in Svarim steht, I want to read this, okay? You said, Hatam l'nusal zeh. What's the
Nusach of
tam-
the
the
Taiva
Taiva Meta? Ki yadua she'adam tzarech l'mayit b'tanugei ha'olam hazeh. You should try to limit, you know, I mean, you have to eat, I mean, but, you know, don't go overboard
Indulge.
with control. V'yayin halemei v'yudei simcha. V'yochel lo v'yudei kalus rosh. Lochein, therefore, sidru nusel zeh shel ha'tov v'hametiv. They made this wise doctor. Sheyadua shebirchas ha'tov v'hametiv shebebirchas hamazon tiknu al harugei beta shenitnu l'kvura. It says to say, in benching we have 4 brachas, but the 4th bracha is really midrabanan. The first 3 is midraisa, and the 4th one, the last one starts ha'tov v'hametiv. Starts with the same way ha'tov v'hametiv. That was a takana that was instituted later. Why were Masakin ha'tov v'hametiv? Because we learn in the Gemara by the Gemara that we learned by Tisha B'Av about that there was this big city called today it's called Betar, but Beitar, that there was a terrible war over there, where I mean the guy they killed, and they didn't let them. Not only they killed them, but they didn't let them bury them, and it was becoming hard to live over there. So finally, when they agreed to let the Haruge Beta to Kvura, so they made a bracha ha'tov v'hametiv. That's where the bracha stems from. So he says as that. So v'al yidei zeh yiska yema misa. So by making a bracha ha'tov v'hametiv, by drinking the wine, he'll remind himself the story of Beta.
Right.
And Mamela
Be careful how much he drinks.
yimshach achra yayin habe. So he wouldn't go. He'll drink. They brought another bottle, but he'll know to do with limitations.
They benched the bracha on Haruge Beitar. They made the bracha on Haruge Beitar.
No, they made a bracha that they allowed the Haruge Beta to be buried.
Oh, so that's why you make the Haruge.
That's why we make an invention.
After many years.
So it's in the middle over here. It's in like in brackets. It's okay. So I thought I would mention this.
That's the problem. We don't make it. That's why people drink too much.
Huh?
If they would make it, it says you wouldn't have
That's
these
true.
problems.
It's a way to
It's a way to control yourself.
get people.
People need to know that that's the reason.
But they don't. We don't make
People
that
need to know
type of
that's the
method.
reason.
That's why I'm bringing it up. I think people didn't know, so I'll bring it up.
You know.
If they would be well learned, they would know we don't say it, but we know that's
So
the reason
that,
why we should say it.
so let's go back to we'll go back to the halacha. So he says as that. What's the bracha? Baruch atah Hashem melech haolam ha'tov v'hametiv. Af al pi shehu be'inyan, even though it's the case is she'ein tzarech levarech ola bar pri hagafen. It says to say he drank a cup of wine at the beginning of the meal. He made a bar pri hagafen. Now when they bring this second bottle or the second barrel, now when they bring it, so he doesn't have to make a second time. Why? Even though he didn't know about it. If they bring something to the table that you weren't planning to eat, there's a special din by oirach, that an oirach is a das balabayis. But if you're the head of the family, you're a balabayis. So how is it possible that you shouldn't have to make a bar pri hagafen? See, he explains it. Kegain. B'nei chabura hamasubim eitzel balabayis. V'datam mitchila akol ma sheyavi lehem balabayis. They're guests, so they realize. So for them, you don't have to make another bracha again because they made already a bracha one time and they're relying on
whatever comes next.
So the reason is shemnei chashivas hayayin. He doesn't go into any these details that I said before. It takes a simple reason. I mean, this reason is a bit a tifra, a bit a musadik reason.
Yeah.
But the simple reason is because just like we spoke before by Taiva Meta, that you benefit, the other person benefits. So also, it says wine is Mesamech Akim Vanoshim. Two people want to get together. They want to get together. So it's fun in Shuchna, the Russian Kviyas Alayayin, that they just sit down. Let's sit down, put a bottle of wine on the table, and we're not talking about a meal. So therefore, Tikna Chacham Olav Oid Bracha. Kishamav B'Simcha L'Havi Mimenu Lishtais Oid Yayin Sheni. That's the Pasha Tamim. I'm not saying the Mishnah Berurah is right or wrong. I mean, it's just the Mishnah Berurah is
Take a different angle,
a more profound reason.
But this reason alone would make sense if there is more than one person.
All
The reason that the Alter Rebbe gives
right.
makes sense if there is more than one person.
drinking.
You have to have more than one person. If we'll see later, there's no such thing as one person eating a meal, and takes 2 bottles of wine.
So far, I didn't say that.
But be patient. It's a whole page here about a Taiva Metav. You'll see, and because there's so many conditions in it, that's why most people don't make it. Just the let's go right there. It says that Afila ein yadua shasheni mishubach min harishin el b'stam. He's assuming that they brought another bottle. It's a better one. Ve'imhu be'inyan shetzara gachzu l'vara bar pi hagafen. If it's that he doesn't have to make bar pi hagafen, k'gayin b'nimlach. That means to say, he started eating the meal, and he made a bracha bar pi hagafen, and he had no plans. He's not going to drink anymore. And then later he said, they bring another bottle. It changes his mind. So then he has to, is Yevarech Tchila HaTov VaMetiv V'achakach Bar Pri HaGafen. We already went into the details of this, that they compare this to like Shechuyanu. And I explained because this is 2 brachas on one item. And the chiyuv of the bracha really is, I don't have it over here, but in the Rambam, I found that Rambam, there's a piece called Kochos Manuah that he said the chiyuv is when they come in with the new bottle. You see the new bottle coming in. People get excited about it,
Once you drink it, it's gone.
So it's a bracha mukdemus. It's a bracha mukdemus. It's a bracha that you have to make that was chal before on the wine. If he knows that the second one is an inferior wine, even it's just it's not terrible.
Just not as good as the other one.
It's still not as good as the other one. Elam can. And now he makes a difference, an interesting difference over here. Ellen Kain Orishan Yain Odain Visheni Lovan. That it depends the color of the wine. Now he's going to say soon, it sounds very interesting, that the white wine is healthier than red wine. Mm-hmm. Even though people say today healthy, you have to drink red wine, but he's going to say that over here. He'll still see that over here. So Elam Kain Orishan Hu Yain Adam. If the first one was red wine, Vasheni Lovan, and the second was white wine. Kiva Shalavan Hu Body Leguf Yosem in Adam. The white wine is healthier for the body. So remember, so even if the wine is inferior in grade, but still it has this milah of health reason. Yesh Levarach Olav HaTov VaMetiv Alpa B'Shugurua Nimenu Ma'at. Betam, even in taste, betam, not the reason. Betam, in a taste, kol she'ena garua haba, achenu roilu shesiya el chak. If it's getting spoiled, it's getting sour, it's not totally vinegar yet, but you could read it, but it's not good anymore. Then the leaven lost its milah. But if the leaven is not, it's drinkable, and leaven is healthier than the red wine, so that gives it a superiority over the wine, and you have to make a hatob v'hametiv. Another condition. Now he says, let's take the reverse. V'im shosa leaven, if he first wine was white wine, v'arakach ha'adam, so then it depends. Im yadua, if he knows sheha'adam mishubach yoser betam, if he knows that this particular red wine is a better tasting wine, mevarach olav, so then you make a bracha. Aval b'stam eina mevarach, but just because maybe it's better, you have to know for kivan she'halavam bori yoser l'guf. Again, it repeats the same thing, that this has a special quality. Ve'ein tzarech oim she'im shasa she'im shasa tchila yayin yoshan v'arakach chadash she'enai mevarach olav b'stam. Why? Because yayin yoshan is definitely better than before. When you have two wines, you could assume that it's better. You don't have to go into it. You don't have to test the wine before you drink it. But if you had old wine and new wine, you for sure don't have to make the bracha. Elam, can you do a shum meshubach b'tamay k'maya yoshin? At least, it can't be better than the yoshin, but at least it matches up to the yoshin. So then the din is that way. B'chol mokum, and in every case, shemevarach al hasheni b'stam, that you don't have to know that it's better, but you're just assuming that at least it's not worse than it. Harei ze mevarach olav afilu hevi'u al shulchan b'vas achas im orishin sheshasat chila. Even if it was already on the table, but it's like a new bottle. Ubarach olav bar piagavu. Aldas lishtes gam hasheni, Alpa became a varach hatob v'hametiv kishesaisa gam min hasheni. Kiven shus sheni b'shusiyad. It's still it is the second. In other words, it's not the same wine. It's the second wine that you're drinking. Avlim yadua shugarua mechavered. If he knows that the other wine is inferior. And they had the two of them together. You see, table, right? Before he was saying that. Till now he was saying that if they bring the second wine and it wasn't there before, you always have to make a type of meta, assuming that it's not worse. But if it was there before, then it depends.
Only if it's better.
If it is better. Lo yivarech tchila bar piagafen al garua, k'dei yivarech hatob v'hametiv al meshubach. Shrei chaviv b'chol chaviv min hachavera koydem es chavera. Yivarech al birkas hanehnin. In other words, don't play games. To make a bracha, you have the both wines. So you'll say, I'll make a bracha first on the first one, which is not so good. And B'meila will give me a reason, the second one, oh, that's a real good wine. He says, even though you may like the first one better, but that has dinner chava we're going to before by Kedima and brachas, but don't do that.
That's all if they're in front of you at the same time.
On the second one, he wouldn't make the bracha. Al hagarua, bekach kum, umikomakim over ubirach beirep yagafen al hagarua, yivarach hatob v'hametiv al meshubach apapi shavim bevasachas al shulchan.
So what is he saying?
This is all. If they both came together, they were both on the table together. But if they're not on the table together and they brought it together, then you definitely make the bracha of a type of meitiv on it.
So wait, then why is it any different than the case before?
He said it came together, and you want to choose the. He said the lower one.
In order to be
Playing
able to,
games.
yeah, right.
in
Now
order to
and
set
now
him.
and
He
now.
said, don't do it.
Okay, that I know. And now what happened?
After the fact, if you already play the game,
Oh, if you already did,
if you play the game, don't play the game.
but if you did, then make the bracha.
Yeah, I feel
Oh, that's what he's
I'm
saying.
sure. Tchila, keep shu sheni b'shishniya. Okay.
Okay.
Now he says,
So that's it. If you know, so if you're the balabas, and you know they're going to bring a better one later, so he's making it now so that you should be able to make it. You should do that.
Oh, that'll bring it later.
No, but if you're the balabas, you're not.
But you only have this one bottle. You want to drink now. You don't have to wait for the next bottle.
Yeah, but he's bringing this bottle first because he wants to bring the better one later to be able to.
no,
do it.
not to bring it. They're not going to not bring anything
They
later.
came together,
They're both
he says.
set on the
No,
table.
I'm saying if it came that way.
If it came later and you know that it's Gurua, then not. But if you don't know that it's Gurua, Bistam, you can still make a type of meitiv. But if it was on the table before, so then drink the better one first, and don't make a type of meitiv.
I don't know.
Het is only not the fun, it's fun.
I don't know.
En misschien gedronken mag niet met die was.
Because he said that before. He said,
Once you taste it, you don't.
yeah, before you taste it, it says.
No, if you did taste it,
But that's it. Too late.
it's the best taste. Yeah.
But now that he sees it's taco better, maybe you should make now a table make it.
If you drank
How
it,
would he know?
If he drank it already, why say something?
How much did he drink?
Doesn't matter.
If he tasted it already, it's no good.
That's what it seems like to them now. So why go to the fakers, taste it, and see if it's better, and then we can have it.
According to Hartman, by the second battle,
That's
you
what
don't know
yeah,
what's best.
Rather than you finish though, by the time
Now, let's see one more condition. B'medvar mamurim shemavachim atay v'meitiv. This, we said, that you do make is al hayayin shemechoves acheres. That the wine, we said before, they could both be conquered wine, but it's from another. It was from another barrel. Kishenosno kol echad b'choves b'fnei atzmai. That both of these conquers were both in.
Well,
in
today
each-
you would have to say from another bottle of her.
Oh, okay. That's the Toich Mem Yom with the Chosei. The Chosei means when the stepping on the grapes, the squeezing of the grapes. Shekiva Shekol Echad Hoya Taimeth B'Chayvei B'Fnei Atzmai. Each one was fermenting in its own barrel. Harezek Ishnei Mine Yenes. There's two different type of wine. Avulum Hoya Taisasim B'Keli Echad. If they were fermenting together in one barrel, and lacher mem yaim cholkom v'nosim b'beis chavis, and later
separated
they were
them.
separate. So it comes out that the wine was made together. Harei hako yain echad ve'ein b'voch matay v'ametiv arasheni b'chol inyan. Vet a ganze shayla now. If you have two bottles of wine. So if one mashalat, the two different kind of wine,
2 years.
Two different companies.
If it's 2 years, even the same company,
Yeah,
2 different years.
No, 2 different years, definitely not.
It's definitely. But if you went into the store, Masha, and you buy 2 bottles like we buy, let's say of Bakken wine, I mean that's all the same. So it's not considered a different one. So,
If you
But
mix
if
it
it's
together-
2 separate years, it's from a different grain,
well,
a
if it's
different make.
it's from different barrels.
That means something.
All different. No,
That's why I'm saying that if you got a Kedem and you got a
People know
Tirush,
which years.
it's also different.
also that's 2 different barrels.
Unless they make the same company.
I'm just saying.
The ones that know
That different
wine know
labels.
which kind, which year was a
And
good.
he was a Zachayin Nachayv.
I think-
He was
No, it's a
made
dollar
of
space.
I think some people they buy wine just
People
because it's
pay
very
thousands
expensive.
of dollars for a bottle.
They think it's very good.
Now, the next sif that we're going to learn now, it really will depend on the. We need a Mishnah Brura. I'll explain it. Let me explain what I mean. Look at the next sif. Im avil pnei oid min shlishi. They brought him a third one, a third kind of wine. He says, "Chayzen uvachim atay v'ameit shenish."
Another time.
Make a bracha another time. V'hu shaloi hoysa data metchil orach bircha b'rishayna.
When he made the first Tatev HaMetiv.
So if the time is like the Mishnah Brura says So then, when you made the first bracha, you remind us of you got to keep Keseder to remind us of Yom Misa. Why should you make again a type of Metav? But according to what the Rebbe says, that it's more, it adds to the Simcha. She's talking on the positive side. That's why it's a svara. If someone had another baby, you don't say that because she had a baby a year ago, so this year it doesn't have to.
No, but according to the Alter Rebbe, you would say that he was expecting another bottle, so he maybe doesn't.
No, we're saying not that you're expecting.
But now you appreciate another bottle. So do you do or you don't?
No, so he said, if they brought you another bottle and you didn't have in mind this other one that's coming.
So by according to Moshe Brewer, you would never have in mind.
No, according to Moshe Brewer, you already the Inya of Yaski Yema Misa is one time. Once the Yaski.
So the bracha is only because it's given
right.
a
You don't have to keep saying continuously.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.